What's good, y'all? Last night was an intense night. It's so intense, in fact, that I woke up this morning with a headache, and I just said to myself, "I was like, yo, I'm not working today. There's already nothing for me to do anyway. I'm not stressing myself out." I had a huge raw data download night that I just want to sit with, for the day. And my screen, like, I got this anime glare on my glasses right now because I had to look something up. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But last night was an intense night to the point my brain still hurts. Like, I still have a headache from that download that I got, and it's still all processing right now. But I wanted to get this out while it was still all fresh in my mind. All right. So let me just give you the framework for my evening, my morning, my early morning, and then we'll just go from there. Okay. So the entire night I felt like I was semi-conscious. I was still somewhat aware of my body, but my mind had like gone to my other reality that I live simultaneously with this one. I go to sleep in that one, I go play in that one. It's kind of like when you get home and say you have to do your homework first. Well, I had to get home and go to sleep first so I can go play with my friends on the astral realm. That's kind of what it felt like. Because one of the things I noticed, and I'm gonna come back to this, but one of the things that I noticed is like whenever I have these types of feelings that I'm existing in another world, it feels so peaceful. It feels so free that I'm just like, dang, I didn't want that to end. Whatever it was, I didn't want that to end. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Then there was like a symbol that I saw being etched, and y'all might have more information on this. It's like I saw it being etched into my mind, like it was being like, I don't want to say branded, but like the final result is very much the same. But it was more so I was watching it be welded into my mind. Boom, boom. And it was, if you saw me do the shape, it was literally the Om symbol, the Omega symbol. So we'll talk about that. And then lastly, I was left with like, my true first thought this morning, besides the fact that my head hurt, was, like, it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg? But it's like, is it the subconscious that's making what's going on outside, happen? Or is what's going on outside what was like impressing my subconscious mind as I was sleeping, or a mixture of both? So anyway, the first thing was, I was conscious all night. I did not necessarily sleep. Like, there was a point where I felt my ears ringing extra loud. My ears were and like going extra loud. And I was like, what's going on? But then, like, I kind of just slept through it because I'm kind of used to that happening. So I was like, okay, whatever, ears ringing, download, woo, right? I was like, well, bring it on. So then, like, in somewhere in the midst, like, I was mid conversation. I was mid conversation with whoever I was talking to in the astral realms. Once again, I'm not at the level that I can like bring it all down. It's like I can save it as a raw data file, like in like a computer. I can save it as raw data and then I process it later. I'm trying to get to the point where I can just go up there. Hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. Hey, by the way, guys, I was talking to XYZ and they said this, 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 this. But sometimes my memory gets a little hazy. One of the things that I learned is that's the reason why a lot of us don't remember our dreams, especially very early on in our spiritual journey. Sure, we have random dreams here and there, but we tend to only remember the super powerful emotional jerking dreams, aka nightmares, or super sad dreams, because they had an emotional impact, so you can remember them. But the nice dreams, oh, that was a nice dream, blah 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 blah, and you come back and you don't remember anything in particular. Some people can remember all of their dreams, some people can't. I'm kind of right there in the middle. But what I'm more aware of these days is I'm more aware that I was dreaming. I'm more aware that I was somewhere and I was communicating with people. Now it's up to me to develop my strength even more so I can bring back that information to the physical, right? But one of the things I already said is like it truly feels freeing when I'm in that mindset. When I'm hanging out with people, it feels like I'm hanging out with my true friends and family, just up there on the metaphysical world, the astral planes and whatever. So shout out to my astral plane friends. Y'all are always a great time when I go up there, even though I can't remember it that well. All right. But then, when I kind of came back from that existence, it's like, okay, playtime's over. Like, it's like pretty much divine mom called me back into the house, my vessel, my temple. The temple of God is the Bible, it says, right? And like, so I came back home and I was still in this state of being in the middle of, like being somewhat cognizant of my physical body that's laying there in the bed. But I was more so like in the like the mental realm, but I was like on that line, but like just above it. I was more so mental than the physical. And this is when like I saw this being etched into my brain, and I'm not sure if I put it up there already, but yeah, that omega symbol. It's like I had to draw it and say, don't get me wrong, I know I'm the best artist in the world. I know. But just Google up the Ohm symbol and you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's why my screen is so white over here. It's like I had to look it up just to make sure I was right. But this was the Ohm symbol. It's in regards to like Ohm's law, in regards to energy, electricity. And it has to do with like the resistance, and not like the resistance like, oh, holding myself back on something, but like, just like measuring the electrical currents. And then I also saw like it's the omega symbol, so I was like, okay, once again, I still need to sit with it and be like, okay, why was that shown to me? Why was that literally etched into my brain? I don't know. Maybe y'all have the answer to that. I'm just sharing what happened last night. It was a night slash morning. But as it was like, and I really want to like go over this one more time. It truly felt like it was being welded onto my brain. You know how like in the frats, you get like, like the omegas, the purple guys, shout to y'all. Like, y'all were the most annoying to me in my personal opinion, but it is what it is. But like, how everyone gets, like people in the frats get branded, they got branded with that. That's what it felt like happened to my brain. It's this, like, I literally seen the sparks coming off of it. I'm like, what's going on? Why does my head hurt? And it was like, hey, stay asleep, bro. Stay asleep, bro. Was that we're helping you out here? Stay asleep. So that was like one of the interesting things. And I woke up this morning, and as I was like coming back to my physical, the Ohm symbol kind of flipped. And then it took the shape of an owl. Somehow, I don't even try. I'm not going to try to draw that. But it like, like the little legs, they turned into the ears, and like it connected and it turned to an owl. So this is why I was starting to question is like, is it the subconscious that makes the outside? Does the outside impact the inside? Maybe a little bit of both, right? Because as I woke up and this etched into my brain Ohm symbol flipped around, it's like I woke up and I could hear an owl like hooing, cooing, whatever, in the tree right next to my window. And like I literally sat there for like a good 5 minutes just sitting back listening to it. And I was just like, how of all animals was it the owl right there? And y'all know I'm really big into owls and stuff, It's like, just one of the many owls, like, my grandma got me. I got the owl tattoo. It's like I have a very big connection with owls because, they represent wisdom. Of course, everyone can say what they say about this and that. Some birds aren't real, blah, 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 whatever. This is my connection with that thing. When I think about that thing, it brings me into a state of wisdom. Therefore, I'm cool with that. All right. So wisdom, knowledge, information is power. So when I see the owl that changed from the omega symbol, which I usually associate with the alpha and omega and that type of stuff, it's like, okay, so blah, blah, blah. Knowledge is power. Information is power. Information is that thing that brings you close to the divinity. You just got downloaded with a supreme download right now that's up to you to interpret. This is all the things that were going through my brain this morning, which is another reason probably why my head hurts. But it was so interesting to just sit back and listen to the owl. Like it felt like it was talking to me the entire time. Or it's just a leftover message from the metaphysical that solidified, that crystallized into a physical form, aka the owl, outside of my window. All of it was too coincidental. You see what I'm saying? All of it seemed connected. And that's why like I was just really in a state of like, so what happened last night? That was crazy. And right after this, and maybe one more video, I'm going to go meditate on this. Like I'm spending all day outside. I'm spending all day moving. Like yesterday, I was so cooped up and I felt like I was wasting my time. I was just like, you know what? No. I'm going outside today. Screw it. You feel me? But just to sum everything up, we really need to all pay attention, especially in this time that we are living in. It's some crazy times that we live in right now, but super exciting. Right now, there is the division happening. Which side of that are you on? Are you fearful that you're going to lose your job? Are you fearful that you're not going to be able to have the same freedoms of people if you don't get the, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is that something that you're worried about? Or are you on the other side that, hey, I am protected. I'm divinely led. Whatever is going to happen to me is going to happen. It's like, and no evil shall fall upon me because I don't believe in it. It can't exist in my world. If the whole world wants to shun me out, there will be a whole new group of people. That means half of that world that got pushed out of society is all going to group up together, and you're going to be living even happier. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I see things. I look at everything in the optimistic frame. I look at everything in the happiness. Anytime something is bad, like this headache, I woke up this morning and said, "Oh, this is not a bad headache. I just went through a huge download last night." Some people wake up with that same headache, with the exact same experience. I'm like, "Oh my God, why do I always wake up with a headache? Oh, geez." Not even trying to piece everything together. It felt like my mind was literally welded with a symbol. That's what it felt like. So that's why I wake up this morning like, oh, okay. And at least it was associated with power, not with me waking up with a headache and having a negative dream. Having those slow motion punches, or those falling dreams where you're just falling out of nowhere. Or for some of you that may be having, you're just doing flips in your dream for no reason. I don't mean the flips like supreme acrobatics. I mean, you're walking around, you just do a random flip. That's another reason, that's another sign. This is something that was really big with me for a long time. Another sign that you're doing too much for other people. So when you're doing flips, it's almost like the equivalent of bending over backwards for somebody, but like you're doing the whole flip. You're flipping and flipping and flipping. You're doing the same thing over and over for somebody else outside of yourself. You're spending too much energy on other people, on things outside of yourself. Return to the self, and those dreams really start to slow down. Believe me on that. I've been there. Okay? So, let me know if y'all guys have any different decodes on anything I was telling you about. Let me know if you just think it was cool or not. I don't really know. I just wanted to get these thoughts out before they kind of phased out throughout the course of the day. So thanks for listening. Till the next one.